What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh and welcome to Thorium Gaming. And we didn't really get our merc off last week because we started the escape mission. 2 back-to-back missions, kind of like a Flashpoint, only way more intense. So Lady Arano, along with 3 Mech Warriors from her friendly forces, are in SLDF mechs, and we have to get out of here. So, we're going to jump right into it and start fighting. So Reynard, who's in the Griffin, now what does he actually have on him? SRM 6s and an ERPPC, and he does have jump jets. So we're going to have to deal with a lot of these light mechs. We got a fire starter, commando, a Jenner, and a Shadowhawk up close. I think if we... I don't know why my mouse is being so awkward today. There we go.
Good to go.
If we move down over here, maybe here, that'll get us in the rear arc of this fire starter. We should be able to pop it fairly easily. I'm hoping, at least. Pretty much 50s across the boards, or we could go for the commando. Or better yet, the Shadowhawk. So let's just fire off.
Roger that.
And a leg destroyed right off the bat. That's a heck of a way to start a fight. We did endure a little bit of shooting from them, but it wasn't a whole lot. And with him down an initiative step, that'll help. Don't know if they're bringing up any more reinforcements, but we essentially want to brawl this out and then deal with everyone else.
Yes, Commander.
So here's our Black Knight. ERPPC, 2 large pulse lasers, 4 medium lasers, and a short-range laser, or a small laser. I really want to get rid of the fire starter. It adding heat and everything would be a bad thing. However,
Orders.
we do have that Shadowhawk vulnerable.
Heading out.
So we'll bring our Black Knight over here. And probably torque that commando.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Wow, that's a lot of damage that Black Knight can put out. The Shadowhawk does have an autocannon, but it's not going to have much evasion, and on Initiative 1, we've got a couple of really nasty surprises for these guys. We just have to keep this guy's right arm intact, because Highlanders have a nice little toy in their right arm.
Watch my 6.
Apparently there's something behind Reynard that has missiles.
Yeah.
So we can actually jump jet our Highlander,
Copy that.
and in its right arm is something very special. A Gauss rifle. An extremely awesome weapon. And we can split fire here between the Shadowhawk and the fire starter.
Engaging multiple enemies.
Okay, it didn't exactly damage the Shadowhawk as much as I was hoping.
How did that taste?
But that was some serious damage on the fire starter.
Tell me what you need.
We'll just back our Atlas 2 up a little bit. It's a big beast too. Assault mechs are always intense. Then we'll multi-target as well. See what damage we can do to both of these guys. Alright, so there's the Shadowhawk down. And now if we have to, we can just melee these guys and not worry about it. Really trying to... Ooh, that actually exposed some of our structure on the back of the Atlas. There's some damage to our Black Knight, but it's not bad.
Took a hard hit there.
Something over there has a PPC. We're just going to finish off these two lights, though. There's the Jenner. So another laser boat. That is the arm we don't want getting damaged, because that's the Gauss rifle.
Losing lots of armor.
Alright, Reynard, you're up first. Don't want your back exposed, so we're going to move you over like this. And we should have enough... Oh, we do not have enough resolve. But we're going to fire into that fire starter, because the heat it's pumping out is starting to get annoying. And it lost an arm.
Hit, Commander.
It's not exactly great, but it's not terrible either.
Sensors show more bandits.
Yeah, bandit with a large laser.
Oh, they don't like me at all.
These pilots are pretty calm, cool, and collected. Alright, Canola. This will put you into the fire starter's rear arc, but we can't use all of your laser weaponry right now because, well, you're running pretty hot. Could use the coolant vent, but we're not going to. And yes, I know we're going to overheat. But if we shut off the large pulse lasers, should be okay. We'll fire the medium lasers at the Jenner to knock down some of its evasion.
Confirmed.
So there's a torso destruction. And the Jenner's exposed a little bit. Highlander's armor is still holding. Alright, so let's move the Highlander over someplace where we can get its rear arc out of line of fire. If we jump there, get some more evasion stacks. It's not exactly great to hit stats, but might as well go for it. There's a head hit for an injury. And there's the fire starter down.
Target destroyed.
And with any luck,
Have my attention.
Kamea will be able to finish this Jenner off. If we move to the right spot, anyway.
Confirmed.
It's weird that we're constantly backing off with assault class mechs. Cancel the LRMs because they can't hit anything at this range anyway. And there's the Jenner down.
One hostile. For the Oregon people.
So it's got to be a Panther or something down there. I don't think they'd be sending any mediums or heavies along that route.
What's up?
Alright, Reynard. We'll get you to run over here.
Location confirmed.
Because your heat's doing pretty good so far.
Sensors show more bandits.
We got a couple of them down there. I managed to get a medium laser crit. That doesn't hurt. We'll see what's coming up the pike here in a little bit. That's whatever has the large laser.
Not much armor left in that location.
There's got to be something else. A vehicle.
Sensor contact.
Alright, Canola, you are still running fairly hot.
Roger.
So we'll see what we can fire off with you to reduce your heat. That's still going to drop your heat? Yes, it will.
Firing on target.
And we got the right arm down.
Critical hit command.
Jenner's got to realize he's in a pretty bad position right now. And another vehicle.
Took a hard hit there.
Alright, Carbitus.
Running by.
Your heat's actually doing pretty good, so we can jump you for the added benefit of evasion. And then hopefully take out this Jenner. Right torso and right leg destroyed, and there's the center torso down.
Tango down.
A Gauss rifle does so much damage.
Standing
And
by.
Kamea, since you are really, really hot right now,
Copy
we
that.
can just run you forward. Amazing how the Atlas runs like, well, a Jenner walks.
Follow me to victory.
And it was a Panther.
Reporting major armor loss.
Alright, Renard,
Yes, Commander.
can you jump all the way up here? Hopefully you can get us some line of sight on something other than just the Panther. An Enforcer, we know how tough those guys are. You're going to overheat if you fire everything. So let's take the ERPPC off the table. Let's go for a torso shot. Now there's got to be more than just these two micro lances and some vehicle support that's going to try and stop us.
Losing armor left and right here.
And I got a feeling that whatever we're going to be fighting coming up is not going to be as easy as all of this. We have assault mechs,
Commander.
and they're generally used to destroy bases and facilities and high-value targets. Yes, we kind of just stole them and decided to run with it. But at the same time, it's not what you'd expect for an assault. So, well, not this kind of assault anyway, a defensive breakout. I have a feeling we're going to be facing something far heavier soon. Now, the vehicles don't bother me at all. Especially if they keep shooting at Renard, because, well,
Aye, aye.
he's pretty invulnerable as it is right now. And it's still amazing to see an assault mech with jump jets.
Copy that.
Pilot lethal damage, so she just straight up murdered that Enforcer pilot. That's kind of awesome.
I'm listening. Affirmative.
Let's see if we can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone with the Atlas. If we can take out that Panther and a vehicle, that would be great. Alright, so we'll use our AC-20. It's only got 8 shots left on the Striker. And we'll give it the missiles too, just in case.
Copy that.
Okay, that was kind of a waste of missiles, but whatever. Okay, this distance should be good. Hold on just a second, and... okay, it completely scrapped what was left of those mechs. Surprise! Yang, was that? Castle Nautilus, yeah. When I saw that the Thorians were going to take it away from us, I planted a couple of demo charges in the armory, right next to the ammunition dump. That rubble you just felt was about 1,000 tons of high explosives cooking off at once. You destroyed it? An SLDF castle full of priceless technology? Gone? Well, I wasn't about to let the Thorians have it. They're shooting at us, remember? Yes, Mr. Vertanen, of course, you're right. It had to be done. Yang is no longer allowed to plan any surprise parties or surprise events on board the Argo. Just put that out there.
Damage minimal.
Excuse me. Alright, Renard.
Matter?
Bump you up here, because you can jump jet down later. Turn your PPC back on. Kill that Scorpion.
Copy.
Not quite. I was hoping to do it before the Scorpion actually got a chance to move, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. So it should be the Black Knight up next.
Orders.
That is rough terrain, but we can deal with that.
Order received.
So we're going to split between the two, and yes, we know that there's an overheat coming. If we turn off the PPC, should give us access to both medium lasers again. So we'll swap basically half and half on our laser fire.
Affirmative.
Those are some shots into the structure. Left torso and arm. And there's the Scorpion gone.
One for the scrap heap.
Which means that Panther's in a very, very, very bad place. It has 2 assault mechs running down on it. And, yeah. An assault mech is bad. Two is just too much. But that does save us some AC-20 ammo on the Atlas.
I'll do what you ask. Position confirmed.
Acknowledged. On it.
Run, Lady Arano. Run as far as you can. I will find you all the same.
I wonder why this guy is so angry.
Confirmed. Roger that.
Could just be that he's Thorian Concordia. Lady Arano to the ARS Delfinas. Captain Gregus, do you read me? Lady Arano, thank the gods. We've got a visual on you and your lance. Get your people on board and we'll get you out of here. Thank you, Captain. Wait, what was that?
I told you you would die here. Say goodbye to your ride home. Oh, shit. Incoming!
That's not good. That was an unarmed support ship, you animal. There was no need for you to target it. Tell that to the crew of the Newgrange. How do you know about that? Ostergaard? Answer me. He cut the line. What's the status of the Leopard, Doc? Docking clamps are still locked down tight, but I've opened the doors to engineering. We can manually disengage the clamps from there. I'll go prep her for takeoff. Darius, I'll need your help with the clamps. Yeah, I'm on it. Lady Arano, I suggest that you head deeper into the valley. They'll have a harder time targeting with their artillery in there. And keep your eyes on the sky. Myra will be on her way directly. Oh, so now there are giant artillery places that we have to watch out for. This is groovy.
I'll make it happen. Understood.
Coordinates received.
Let's keep the lands together and do everything in our power not to spread out. And if we see a target, we have to focus fire it down. So I do get the feeling that something major is going to be coming up for us. If we can possibly keep the high ground, that would be great.
On the move.
Got
Incoming hostiles.
a couple of contacts on radar right now.
Location confirmed.
My forces are closing in on you, Lady Arano. Your time is running out.
Okay, so that's got to be either a medium or a heavy. For phase 3, I think it's medium. I'm actually going to reserve Renard to phase 2, see what's coming up. So that's definitely a heavy. And Renard, do you have sensors? You have sure footing and breaching shot. Canola has multi-shot. Lady Arano is the only one with sensor lock.
Waiting for orders.
That's brilliant,
Heading out.
considering she's in one of the heavy hitters here. Alright, so we got a Vindicator. A Vindicator that's probably going to get very, very, very badly beat up.
Locking in coordinates.
Especially since we're firing alpha strikes at it.
Acquired.
Not seeing any weapon destroyed or arm destroyed. So we gotta get down there. Alright, something down there has a PPC. Shouldn't be too bad for us.
Holding.
We still have plenty of armor.
Aye, aye.
Well, plenty is a relative term. We'll jump our Highlander into a place where it can bring that Gauss rifle to bear. Really want to focus down this Vindicator as quickly as we can.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, so they have two things that are running on Initiative 1-2. That means possibly assault mechs. We could have our first big assault
Tell me
fight.
what you need. Copy that.
And we have an Atlas and a Highlander. So that could be pretty good. I mean, the Atlas is probably one of the only Inner Sphere mechs that I'm okay with. But the Highlander is one that I love. Ow, there's a torso in both arms and a head hit, and it's probably going over, so there's another pilot injury and a drop in initiative. Yeah, that Vindicator just walked into a bad situation. That's definitely an assault mech. So artillery hit there. We're still safe. This is the next artillery zone. So Renard, just to keep you alive and healthy-ish, we're going to jump you over here to get your evasion up. And you're going to pop the Vindicator.
Targeting Alpha Strike.
And that's a Griffin, but the newer version of the Griffin that's weaker and only has one missile pod. The 1N. Compared to the 4N.
Receiving you.
Still going to try and take out everything in turn, so this Griffin needs to go down. Artillery is going to hit in 2 rounds, so technically speaking we don't have to worry too much, and we're full on pretty much everything, so we're going to try and core this guy.
Confirmed.
Not as much damage as I was hoping. We're on Initiative 1 now. So they've definitely got assault mechs.
Standing by.
Carbitis. You're going to do your little magic trick with your jump jets again. And you're going to try to core this guy. That was a significant amount of damage. Alright, so there's another assault mech. Alright, Kamea. Get you to move down this way. Because you're the one that's important. We have to keep you alive at all costs. We want to kind of keep the Highlander intact, too. The other two would be nice, but... same time, I don't think it's going to matter that much. We got to finish this guy off. Go for the core.
I'm locked in on the target.
Alright, so that's 2 enemy mechs down.
Lady Arano, we've
A
got
Zeus.
incoming assault mechs.
Just another obstacle to overcome. For the restoration.
Okay, so we know there's a Zeus up on there.
And smile as it burns.
We're going to try not to advance too close to this guy.
Roger that. More bandits. Incoming.
And a Battle Master. So the Zeus, why it's terrible for us, it's got an AC-5, large laser, LRM-15. It's just all around tough. But a Battle Master? Look at that weapon loadout. That's kind of disgusting.
Acknowledged.
We might get some assault mech salvage out of this. And look how little damage that we did to it with all those weapons.
Waiting for orders.
That'll give us 1 evasion. That'll give us 2 evasion.
On my way.
And we'll be out of range of our medium lasers anyway. So we might be able to keep our heat down. But just for the lulz, we're going to go for that torso shot. If we can knock out its missiles, well, heat sink ain't bad, but if we can knock out its missiles, then it's really reliant on the autocannon. There's another assault mech. That's got to be an awesome. It's the only mech I know that has 3 PPCs. So we've got an awesome. How awesome is that? Pun totally intended. But if we focus fire, there's a right arm and torso destruction. Okay, the Zeus is not as much of a threat anymore. And it's unsteady. Oh, it'll lose our ability to knock it down on this. Still popping off shots at our Griffin. Alright, Lady Arano, can you slip down beside it and get line of sight, or do you have to go up high? It's the Zeus we want to engage. I guess if we split fire you, wouldn't be terrible. The front of your assault mech is still pretty well armored. It's only your rear armor that's suffering a bit. Alright, let's fire away.
Do what you ask.
Way to go, Kamea! There's an assault mech down. So we're probably going to deal with that Battle Master next. The Awesome is a great assault mech if you can keep it cool. And while we're on the biome for it, it's not exactly the most heat-efficient battle mech out there, especially for assaults. 3 PPC is a lot of heat. Oh, I thought one of our mechs got hit for a second. Like, did I screw up? No, it's just scrapping what's left of that mech. I don't see any other artillery bombardments.
Ready.
which is good. Only give us 1 evasion. You are extremely running hot. So we're gonna sprint you and get rid of your heat. We'll back off just a little bit.
Receiving you.
I don't want to be in the rough terrain, really. That'll give us 1 evasion, but it's not really what I'm wanting. You're kind of running hot, too. If we use our coolant vent, we'll gain extra heat on the next couple of turns.
Copy that.
I don't think we really have an option here.
Taking the shot.
Well, its sensors are impaired at least. Maybe not, it is an assault mech. That has to be an awesome. Ow, that was 3 full hits with
Select my armor.
PPCs.
Aye, aye.
Alright, Carbitus, can you get down on the other side of this, or are we going to have to jump you back up top? Back up top. We want to engage 1 at a time, as best we can.
Acknowledged.
Alright, so we crit its SRM and exposed its structure, so when Lady Arano starts shooting at it, should be more viable to damage, or open to damage. And it decided to entrench.
Goodbye.
If Lady Arano goes there, it's only 1 evasion and doesn't do us much good. But if we sprint,
Accelerating to maximum speed.
we should be able to drop some heat and get her evasion back up. And that'll save our Black Knight too, because then we can move him. This is where dueling assault mechs comes into real play.
Jump it.
Keeping your evasion high and not necessarily taking the shot when you have to,
On it.
but when it's most convenient to. And there's a head hit and an SRM destroyed. We might get lucky and take the head out of that Battlemaster and get ourselves a new mech. There's nowhere really that our Black Knight can go. Well, it drops us out of cover. We'll get some evasion over here, since the Black Knight is definitely a lot lighter than the assault mechs that are kind of duking it out right now. And it was an awesome. Really chipping into our
I'm
Highlander.
under heavy fire here.
Alright, Carbitus.
Right?
If you jump up there, you only get 2 stacks of evasion. But I'm actually okay with that. Lay into that Battlemaster. He is guarded and entrenched, so he's not taking as much damage. He won't be this turn. He's probably going to shoot at somebody. The Black Knight, where the evasion came in handy. But every little piece of arm that we chip off of the Battlemaster right now is something we don't have to chew through at a later time.
Location confirmed.
Alright, Lady Arano, you can unmask yourself from this side of the rock and hopefully deal some major damage to this guy. That will do as a start. Holy crap, you just blew off the torso piece and ended a Battlemaster. So now it's just an awesome against our entire lance, and our lance is still sitting really, really, really pretty.
Standing by.
I don't want to get you in melee range, because that would be bad. Very, 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 very bad.
Go ahead and run, Lady Kamea. You won't get far. I volunteered for this shit assignment so I can have the pleasure of hunting you down. But when I catch you, I will make you pay. The death of my son.
Oh, I guess his son was on board the transport.
Moving out.
Our Black Knight still has a fair amount of armor. The PPCs shouldn't be able to chew through it all. Let's try and alpha strike him and see if we can do a fair bit of damage. Ooh, a heatsink down and a PPC crit, as well as exposing his armor. Well, his structure, I should say. Now the Awesome's going to move up. And he only got to fire off 2. Those PPCs, so I'm wondering... Oh, never mind, he's firing off the 3rd one. Ow!
That shot went internal.
Yeah, that kind of stung.
Aye, aye.
We jump down here.
Understood.
Should get a Gauss shot on its right side. I want to open him up for Lady Arano. We're running low on missiles already. And there's another heat sink down. It's going to really, really affect his ability to fire. Now, Lady Kamea,
Yes, I hear you.
it's time to let the big boys get face to face. Atlas versus Awesome. Lay into him. That was a lot of stuff destroyed. Torso, arm, so that's 2 PPCs down and a bunch of heat sinks. Your son was aboard the Newgrange, wasn't he? That's what this is about. He was the captain of the Newgrange. You spoke with him. I listened to the flight recorder. I heard you order his death. If that was the truth, then you know I asked him to stand down. He was under orders. He couldn't stand down. But even if he could, do you think it would matter? He was my son. Nothing you say or do can make this right. The only restitution I will accept is your death. And so, Lady Arano, I am coming for you. Pray that your uncle's soldiers reach you before I do. Wow, so he's a little angry. It's kind of understandable. I mean, every father wants to make sure his children are okay. Yes, I know that firing off Renard's PVC right now will be a bad idea, but he's got missiles. There's a head hit and a pilot injury.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Did we knock him over as well? We knocked him over as well. We may be able to finish him before he can even stand up.
Position confirmed.
I'm hoping we can finish him before he stands up. Alright, so let's drop... Actually, let's drop the PPC. Go for the core shot. Awesome down.
Tango down.
Alright, let's sprint everyone to the exfil.
Moving to position. Got it.
This would have gotten even better if we would have had our own pilots, 232 pilots in these cockpits. Not Lady Arano and her B team.
Acknowledged. I'm moving. On my way.
Heading out.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
And that should do it. I've got you, Lady Arano, setting a return course for the Argo. We need to fall back to the restoration space while we still can. Thank you, Miss Meyer, and you, Commander. You saved my life, the both of you. I wouldn't be too sure about that. If the Taurians, my people, are on the Directorate's side, I don't know if any of us will ever be safe again.
Mission successful.
Well, that went fairly smoothly, to be honest. Alright, so we made a bunch of money out of it. Atlas 2, Black Knight. I don't know if we get to keep these mechs. Be nice if we did. We do get to salvage the battlefield, though. Of course, we're going to look for... Where's that Zeus? Ooh, there's a big Imperator autocannon there, too. Is there anything else that's really striking? A couple of gyros, but... Gyros might be good for putting into Phoenix's mech, but... We'll grab the Awesome. There's a Battlemaster, a Zeus, an Awesome. I think we're just going to take the Assault Mech parts. And a bunch of other parts that they threw in with us. Not bad.
This isn't over, Lady Arano. I will find you. And my son will be avenged. Pray that your uncle's soldiers reach you before I do.
Well, that was a little intense. Damage report in orbit over Artru. Alright, that was a nightmare, but I think we're finally through it. I've quarantined the Locura in secondary storage, and I've shut down the drive. Can't hurt us anymore. Excuse me, Doc. The what? The malicious code from the Nautilus. That's what I'm calling it now. The Locura, like Lady Arano's story. It needed a name, and this seems as appropriate as anything else. Any objections? I don't care what we call it, Doc. I just want to know what we're going to do with it. What we're going to do is leave it alone. Secondary storage is now officially off limits. That means no more Star League maps, no more hidden archive, nothing. Put some yellow tape around it if you need to. Whatever you have to do to remind yourselves, just don't touch it. Nobody will touch anything or they'll have me to answer to. Sir Myra was right. The entire story episode was a terrible mistake. Well, we're still alive, Lady Arano. We even recovered a few battle mechs. I'm calling that a win. Don't know if I go that far, but I'm glad we're still breathing. Are you sure that the rest of the Argo systems are secure, Farah? I mean, really sure? If they weren't, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm about 90% certain that the code was trying to detonate our fuel reserves. If it were still doing damage, the Argo probably wouldn't have exploded by now. That's comforting! This Locura, this code, what the hell is it? It's a research project, I think. Some kind of experiment. The file was housed in a research archive labeled SDS-M2. Seems to have something to do with an old space defense program that used robot drones to shoot down warships. I know it sounds ridiculous, like some kind of periphery campfire story, but it's the best I've got to go on. From what I can put together, they were researching something that had gone wrong with the drones, the M2 models. It seems that there was an accident and the drones malfunctioned, and they killed a lot of people. The scientists at Nautilus were tearing the code apart trying to isolate what had happened, until they stopped for some reason, sealed up the whole archive in quarantine, and never touched it again. That's the best I can give you. Like I said, I don't have a complete picture. There were hundreds of variants of the file sealed away in the Nautilus memory core, and I only opened the one. All things considered, that's probably for the best. Alright, y'all heard the doc. Hands off the secondary storage. Don't touch that, Chaplain. I'm looking at you. Don't touch it. Let's move on. We have other problems to discuss. Like the fact that we're fighting the Thorians now? Sure, let's talk about that. How the hell did that happen? I mean, I get we killed the Commodore's son, but people die every day. Nations don't usually go to war over them. I think that the Directorate has been in bed with the Thorians for a while now, Yang. That's where their weapons have been coming from. If ships like the Newgrange have been running weapons to the Directorate since our victory on Weldry, and the Newgrange was a Thorian vessel, it stands to reason that Espinosa and Protector Calderon have been doing business on the sly ever since the war started. Kind of makes sense. Right now, the why of it doesn't matter. The Thorians have just declared war on the Restoration, and that changes everything. Alexander, I need you to contact Lady Centrella and arrange a war council. Maybe she can help dig us ourselves out of this. I'll need you there as well, Commander. Be ready to set a course for Weldry. Roger that, Lady Arano. When we hear from you, we'll come running. Good. In the meantime, I must return to our people. In the face of the Thorium war machine, I fear that our systems may begin to abandon us. The founding houses that we've already liberated need to see that our cause isn't lost. You sure about that? Because from where I'm standing, things aren't looking good. I will find us a way out of this, Mr. Vertanen. I swear on my father's name. Heavy-handed oath right there. Thanks for your help on Archu. I offer you the Starleague era Highlander. May carry you to... Oh, I've got a Highlander. 732B. Yes. Does it keep its Gauss rifle? We're deep in Directorate Space, Commander. There won't be any work for us out here, so we'll need to plot a course back to Restoration. Come to navigation when you're ready. Alright, so let's go into our mech base and just quickly take a look at all the damage that's been done to everything we own. And it still has the Gauss rifle! Yes! Alright, so we can repair our dragon. And we're going to have to refit our quick draw. Just a couple of heat sinks, thankfully. And we have to refit this Griffin too. So there's a heat sink. Nothing in the left arm. And 2 Jump Jet S in the left torso. Repair everything else. You know, all things considered, that isn't that bad for what those battle mechs went through. But we now have an assault mech. Oh yeah, we have an assault mech. It's awesome. A lot of our pilots are hurt and everything though, but while we're in here, since this is pretty much going to wrap up what we're doing for this week, let's take a look at everybody's skills and see what we can get them. We can almost get Breaching Shot for Bloodwind. Definitely need to wait and get our Breaching Shot, because missiles plus Breaching Shot equals ow. Just lots of ow for someone. For me, again, waiting for Breaching Shot.
Yes, Commander.
I can't upgrade yet. Phoenix. We're actually going to get you Ace Pilot, which turns you into an Outrider.
Aye, aye.
And Ryan? Yeah, we're going to make you a little bit more stable. You're now a Scout. Exactly what we wanted you to be. Perfect. So a Scout, an Outrider. I think when I get Breaching Shot, it's going to be Lancer? Might be Lancer. Hoping it's Lancer. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this week. It was a lot of assault mechs. Like, there was tons of them. And it was scary. But if you liked the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, pop up in this or other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.